welcome to Take Flight Live with Phoenix Stage Company, an award-winning 100% volunteer community theater located in Oakville, Connecticut. I'm Ed Bassett, Executive Director of Phoenix Stage Company, and your host here with Tim Phillips. Say hello, Tim.
Hello again.
Yeah, this is our second take today. We recorded and
Had some technical difficulties.
and then realized that we didn't record.
because we're by ourselves here.
Yeah, we are. We're by ourselves. So, so stay there, Tim, for just a second. I'll go back and do this.
So, I suppose you would like me to tell you a joke.
Hey, I have a joke for you, Tim.
Do you really?
Yeah, I got back just in time.
Wow, great.
Yeah, you want to hear a joke?
Yes, please.
What do you call a hippie's wife?
I don't know. What do you call a hippie's wife?
Mrs. Hippie?
Okay. Check that off. Check it off your list.
Yeah, see Dad crying. I checked it off. Yeah.
And you know-
So for all of you that are watching, we are recording this.
Yes.
And
We're trying to.
We're trying to record it for a couple of reasons. We're expecting snow.
Yes. And ice.
And ice,
Yep.
because we live where?
In New England.
In New England, that's right, and it's wintertime.
Yes.
And the other reason is because our technical producer, Michael Calabrese, that's not really him back there.
It looks so much like him.
Yeah, I put the picture there because I didn't want him to feel left out, but
Yeah.
he's not available right now because he and his husband Eric bought their first home.
Yay,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
And so they're going to be crazy for the next couple of weeks,
Yeah.
getting ready for everything, and we're very excited for both of
So
them.
we said we can do this on our own.
We did, and we came and we recorded, or so we thought.
Amazing
for the-
show. I wish you could have seen
I
it.
wish you could have seen
I
it.
wish
It was
we
so
could have
good.
seen it.
And my jokes were really funny.
Yeah, they were.
They were very funny, and and I can't tell the same jokes, so I guess I'm going to have to
Why
save
can't
those
you
for
tell them?
another.
They never heard the jokes.
But
You're
then
going to
they're
get
not-
the same reaction from me as
They're
you would
not
always.
funny for you, so I'll save them for another. I'll save them for another time.
Okay.
Yeah. So how was your last few days?
Our last few days were really good. I mentioned this before, and I'm going to repeat myself a lot here, but Lori made quiches.
Well, we talked all about quiche the last time we recorded this.
Loving hugs and quiches.
Yeah, hugs and quiches.
That's what I got for Valentine's.
And your favorite is cheese, and more cheese.
More cheese, and she made a broccoli and cheese one.
I love broccoli, and
Yeah.
I like Brussels sprouts and bacon.
That just sounds so bizarre.
Oh,
today.
so
Are they
good.
whole Brussels sprouts?
No, you cut them up.
Yeah.
You know, leftover roasted, or you
Yeah.
can roast them if you want. You cut them up so it's little pieces, just like the bacon. You cut it up.
Oh, okay.
So good, and drizzle maple syrup over the top
But with cheese.
with cheese. You can put cheese. You can not put cheese.
I think cheese
would
would hide the flavor of the Brussels sprouts, and that would work for me.
No, Brussels sprouts are lovely.
You know what?
Little green balls of death.
Yes, that's the way I look at it.
Sharon called them little green balls
Yeah,
of death.
Yeah, mini cabbages.
I love them. I really do.
Okay.
I love them.
Well, that's great for you. I'm happy. We had a very nice Valentine's Day. Lori, I gave her a bag of mealworms because nothing says love like mealworms
Or quiche.
or quiche. She gave me quiche.
Are there particular kinds of birds that like mealworms?
Well, apparently chickens is what you feed chickens, but I think bluebirds is from what I heard. But we don't have bluebirds. But she says she got some before from our good friends that run Lock, Stock, and Barrel, and the birds. She put them out, and the birds loved them. They went crazy for them. Little freeze-dried worms.
It's odd.
But she loved them, so I said, okay, that's kind of a treat. So I'll get her a bag of that.
I got a dozen eggs for Valentine's Day.
You did.
Farm fresh, yeah. So Sharon's brother and sister-in-law live in New Hartford. Apparently, it's been a very big winter for eggs. They have 28 dozen eggs in their refrigerator.
Nothing else to do, I guess.
And so they came down to visit. It was her brother's birthday, and he came down to see Mumsy, and
Yes.
they brought me a dozen eggs.
Ironically, that's why.
And there's like little green eggs in there, and brown eggs, and blue eggs, and all kinds of eggs.
ham
They don't
in
taste green, and they don't taste brown or blue. I guess it's a different kind of a chicken or something. I don't know. They all kind of taste the same. But I got to tell you, farm fresh eggs
I hear they're really good.
are so much better than store-bought eggs.
And that's
and they last longer.
Yeah.
Because I do the egg test. You know the egg test?
I don't know what.
Fill a bowl full of water.
Uh-huh.
And you drop the egg in it.
Yeah.
If it sinks, it's good.
Okay.
If it stands on its end, gotta think about using it soon. If it floats, don't eat it.
Floating eggs are bad.
Yeah, because I guess there's gases inside or something. So so that's the egg test. Drop it in a bowl of cold water.
Or gases.
And I love gases.
Yes,
and so but I'm not gonna crack that egg though. I'm not. I don't throw them away though. I put them outside for the raccoons and the possums. They eat them.
All right.
They eat them.
I'm too pragmatic of a Yankee. We don't have the expired label. We don't pay attention to that.
Well, I don't. Lori Poulin, our friend, is always yelling at me, saying
expired. Expired.
Yeah, she would be that aunt because the refrigerator's it's not a magic time machine, Ed. That's what she's always saying because I don't really pay attention a whole lot to that.
Yeah.
If it's green and fuzzy, I know probably don't eat it.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that vegetables tend to liquefax. They turn to liquid. If you leave them in there too long. I had a Ziploc bag, and I think it used to be a cucumber, and now it looks like a little water bed in my vegetable drawer.
Maybe time to get rid of that.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I just feel bad that I left it in there and didn't eat it. It was such a waste.
We could make a cucumber Slurpee out of it.
No, probably not. No. Probably not.
Find a way into a quiche with it. You got all those eggs. But you should make quiches with your green eggs and.
I love quiche. I told you I love quiche, and it's good, and it's something that I can eat right now.
Now,
so it's
when
good. It's
you make your own quiches, right?
And I'm not always 100% successful. Sometimes they just come out looking like scrambled eggs in a crust.
Okay,
I'm not so successful. I know it's just me.
Now here's the question though: do you make your own crust?
No.
Because I know some people are religious about
Mostly
that.
because I just have no room to make it.
Yes.
I don't have any counter space in the kitchen. I have no counter space.
Yeah.
So how do I make it?
Yeah.
So I've always just bought crusts.
Oak is what I always get, and they come out perfect.
Yeah.
And my mom used to make her own crust all the time, and then she discovered pre-made crusts, and she wouldn't tell anybody. She let them think that she was making the crust from scratch.
Yeah.
Not worth the effort. I like having a crust. Boom, put the stuff in, done. Thrown in.
Yeah, like I said last time we recorded this or tried to record this, I'm thinking maybe quiche might become a thing for me. I'll just give everybody a quiche.
You could get like the little ones, right? Get a small crust,
and everybody's just going to get quiches all the time. Quiche. How can a quiche?
But I still think you should let them choose.
I'm not a restaurant.
You should be.
No, I'm no bueno.
You can give somebody liquefied cucumber.
I think I make excellent spaghetti sauce or gravy, as my mother would call it. I think I make excellent sauce.
Yep.
I think there are certain things I'm good at making, and there are certain things I'm just no bueno.
Lori and I have that same thing.
And it's consistency.
There are some things. Last night I made, or Saturday night I made quesadillas. That's my thing.
You do make good quesadillas.
I make good quesadillas. She does the omelets in the morning. She makes excellent
I can't
omelets.
make an omelet to save my ass.
Oh my God.
They just come out looking like scrambled eggs with cheese or something.
Lori's got down to a science.
Yeah.
Lori makes really good stew.
She does. Her beef stew is
and this time of year is when you really want
really, honestly, like so good. We have birthdays?
Yes, we have one. Just one birthday to talk about.
One birthday.
But it's a big one. It's a big one. It's a dear friend of ours. Her birthday's coming up this coming Monday, the 22nd. Our dear friend and constant viewer, Amber Dunphy.
Amber Lynn Dunphy. Happy birthday, Amber!
And we're so grateful because every year, Amber puts on Facebook that she will take as a birthday present, instead of in lieu of birthday present, she would take donations to Phoenix State Company.
Yeah, that's
very sweet.
It is very sweet. She's done that. Tony Benedetti has done that. Deb Cryan has done that.
Yeah, that's great.
Every little tiny bit. And just for your info out there, when you do that, it comes through a service called Network for Good. It takes quite a long time to get that money.
Okay.
We still haven't seen money from a few people that have done it. It takes a while for that to happen.
But it'll get there.
So appreciative.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So So some people have done it and not told us. You also have to know they don't tell us who the money is from.
Oh, really?
We just get a check, Network for Good, and it says a user has provided donations. So sometimes we get a check with a little thing in the mail, and I have no idea who's done it. So if we've not said thank you to you, it's because we don't know.
So here's our way of saying thank you.
Thank you. If you do that, thank you.
Yeah.
But know that it comes to us without names attached. We have no idea.
Rude.
We have no idea who's done it.
That might be a privacy issue.
Well, I'm sure that it is.
You know,
I'm sure it has something to do with that.
I can understand that.
So I'm going to tell you another joke in honor of Amber's birthday.
Yay!
What do you call a man with a rubber toe?
I don't know. What do you call a man with a rubber toe?
Roberto.
You know, I know a Roberto, and I think he has a rubber toe. The way he used to walk on stage, he used to. I love it. I miss Roberto.
Yeah. So listen, we are going to be talking today about
Roberto.
Gal Pal
Show.
Show.
And why are we talking about Gal Pal Show?
Because we were beat up after our last show. Okay, we're back.
Yes.
So
Insert fancy edit here.
It's the weird. We're having so much trouble today with the filming of stuff.
And there's just stuff going all over the theater that's just weird. We're hearing noises.
Yeah, there's a lot of ice falling off the roof and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about the fact that we are going to talk about Gal Pal shows.
Is that where we left off?
That's where we left off when everything went kind of awry.
Hit the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so we have some big leaks going on in the men's room this time. Last time it was the women's room ceiling, and now it's the men's room ceiling. And so we're having to deal with.
We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, just call me Noah. And so you know why Noah couldn't play cards?
Why couldn't? Because all the animals are on the deck.
Because he was on the deck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim, you almost ruined my joke.
Oh.
That one was right off my head. Like I didn't even.
Scary to think
Scary to think that it came up. So anyway, Gal Pal shows is what we're talking about.
Yes.
And we have a live guest with us today.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes, it can happen.
Yes.
But we're doing this the right way.
Yeah. And so we brought this guest on because she's been involved somehow, director, stage manager, all kinds of stuff for the majority of the Gal Pal kind of shows that we've done.
Right.
So fellow co-founder and friend, Agnes Dann.
Come on down.
Yeah, I'm playing music
walk
right
softly so you don't knock over.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hey,
Agnes.
long time no see.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's just like you were just here.
It's like what is this? Take 4, 5,
Oh
3?
my
Something
God.
like that.
Oh my God! We'll blame Michael. We can blame Michael.
Yeah, because he's not
here.
He's not here to.
That's right. It's his
Why
fault.
you?
Hey
why-
Tim.
They won it.
For the 4th time. What did one boob say to the other?
I don't know. What did one boob say to the other?
You're my best friend.
Yeah.
It's old now.
I
Too
know,
many
it really
times.
is.
I would think it would say something like, "It's nice to hang out with you."
Oh God. Yeah, this is my life now.
Yeah. So Gal Pal
Gal
shows,
Pal
Agnes.
shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done a lot of them actually.
We have.
When you
You
sit down
could-
and think about
Quite
it.
a few, but last time we talked a little bit about what is the definition of a Gal Pal show.
Yeah.
When I was looking at the history and trying to figure out exactly what is a Gal Pal show, what qualifies it.
Well, first we said right off the bat, it's not necessarily
Right.
a show about lesbians.
No, we said that because I was like, we haven't done any shows about that. Although there was the one character in Cover of Life who I really had suspicions about,
Oh.
and that was the reporter because she was really going after that young character.
She was just curious.
Okay, she had a picnic basket.
Marilyn
Picnic
and Emily.
basket.
Yeah, picnic
Yeah,
basket.
she had a
That's right.
picnic basket.
Yes,
Yeah.
she did.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about shows that have women's characters that had relationships with each
exactly.
with
yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
And we've had plenty of those.
So let me ask you this: relationships. If it's a rocky relationship, a bad relationship, is that still considered gal pals? You know, Donna Storm's
No.
character in the Hallelujah Girls, Bunny Sutherland.
Oh, she was so mean.
She was so mean,
Yeah.
so mean. Donna was mean in that show. My sister did not like her.
And that's
For the-
right.
No, she because okay,
She thought
so
that was her.
yeah,
she
because
connected
when
Donna
when
with it? Oh my
Debbie came
gosh.
to see the show, it was her first time meeting most of my theater friends.
Yeah.
She had no idea, and she
Wow.
just kept saying, "I don't like that woman." Oh, but she's so nice. She's so nice. Oh, she's a
Now
bitch.
she
No,
knows.
that's
Now
her
she
character. That's
Yeah,
her character.
that's funny.
She
She
was.
knows.
Yeah.
So, would she be considered gal
No.
pal with
No,
them?
no,
No.
no, no. No, because you wouldn't consider a guy show, two guys that
Yeah.
don't like each other, they wouldn't be considered romance.
Right. I mean, the pal is is what sort of says what it is.
Yeah,
It's got to
it's a
be
relationship.
pleasant or good.
A friendship or
Right.
beyond friendship.
Okay,
Friendship.
pleasant and lovely, pal.
It's pleasant and lovely.
Oh, okay, gal pal. Oh, see what he
Pal.
did there?
A pal sets it up,
He's
yeah.
so clever.
I am. Speaking of clever, Tim,
Yes.
why did the can crusher quit his job?
I don't know, why did the can crusher quit his job?
Because it was so depressing.
Oh my.
And because we're taping this, he can put the laugh track on where he wants, as long as he wants. It's still going on now, isn't
It
it?
is. It's going on still.
This is hell.
Because we keep retaking it, I just get new jokes. I'm not going to tell the same joke over.
Isn't it amazing? He has so many. Thank you, Amber.
Mine, I
Birthday
just
girl.
keep saying over and over again.
Yeah. So our first Gal Pal show in
Okay.
2010 was the Hallelujah Girls.
Our-
You
one
know,
of
that
our
was
first shows.
you were in that show. You were dead.
I was dead.
Yes,
She
you
was
were
a
dead.
she was a photo on
I
the
was on the wall.
in front of a Cinnabon with a Boston Red Sox cap on, I believe.
Yeah, something
And
Oh, I
yeah.
remember. I remember.
Was it? I think it was like the Cardinals. I think. or-
No,
it was
it was a
Boston
hat we
Red Sox?
had in stock. We didn't buy a new stock. It might have been the Cubs. We had a Cub hat.
Cubs, I think
It was
it was-
something
You know
like
what
that.
It wasn't Red Sox.
because we had done the other
It
one.
was
Yeah, because we
Bleacher
had done
Bums.
bleacher
Bleacher
bums.
bums.
Right.
So her picture
Back
was
then
on
we
the
could
wall.
only afford one
Because
hat.
we talked about dead characters. We did a lot of shows where we played dead people.
Yes, I was dead for a second. No. Fatal.
Death by fatal murder.
Death by fatal. They all.
Yeah. And you crewed too, right? We didn't just cast you to
I
be a
know,
dead
I crewed
person.
and
Yeah.
I
And
had
then
to
he was
substitute it. And they said,
Hey, while you're going to be crew, why don't you play the dead guy in the beginning?
But we've had people who have been dead on stage for a lot longer than me.
Yeah, we did. Lindsay, now she's Luzak.
She has the record.
Yes, she was actually, her character was dead and
Dead
was
to
on
start
stage
with.
and was dragged all over the stage and put on the toilet and in the closet and in the kitchen and
couch.
on the couch and
Yeah, yeah,
everywhere. Yeah, Colleen got her workout on that show.
Yeah.
And then Kristen Jacobson and Jonathan Ross in Cops
Cops
had to
were
lay for a
dead for
very,
a
very
long
long
time.
time.
Yeah,
Very long
yeah.
time.
Indeed.
Teresa swung in the wind
Yeah,
on the ship.
I had to hang her in the
Yeah,
dark.
for female transport.
That was
so
still really good.
So 2012,
But anyway, yeah.
our next Gal Pal year was Steel Magnolias. The first time we did it. That's a pretty
Real
big.
Gal Pal.
To me, that's the quintessential gal pal.
Yeah.
It's all about the relationship of those women to each other.
Right.
Sure.
And,
Right.
you know, they all work together and stuff
And they
like that.
accepted each other how they were, you know. Like,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
There's some great insults in that. in
Yeah,
that
there is.
show.
Yeah, there is. And some
Uh,
great characters. Yeah.
I have a couple of favorites in that one.
I know which one you're going to say.
I Love You More Than My Luggage was one of them.
Yeah.
And he's such a gentleman. I bet he takes the
Takes the
dishes
dishes
out of
out.
the sink before he
Peas
pees.
in it.
That's another one.
Classic.
Yeah, and then the same year we did a show, Bad Year for Tomatoes.
Yeah, we did.
That show didn't start out as a Gal Pal show, but it ends up,
Yeah.
with her neighbors, the crazy neighbors that she has. Donna Storms was in that. Patty Paganucci was in that.
Right.
Helen
Helen
Adams was in that.
Yeah.
It was a crazy little show.
It was a crazy
Yeah.
little show.
Yeah,
Weird
and Lyle
script.
was in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
weird script.
It was an odd script. The set was great.
It was a beautiful
That was
set.
the one we found the mouse floating in the water pitcher
Oh,
after.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh.
so we had the show, and then I came back on Monday morning to work on stuff, and there was a mouse floating in the water pitcher backstage.
Oops.
We didn't tell the cast.
Yeah.
We
Surprise!
scrubbed all the dishes,
Well,
and
thank you for that.
yeah.
We had left the water in it from the show, not even thinking about it.
Stupid mouse.
The mouse went in.
Bloop.
It was a thirsty mouse.
Done.
Thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess he was thirsty. And then 2013, Arsenic and Old Lace.
Okay.
Tori Rushnowski and Donna Storms were the sisters in that one, and they were kind of gal palish, I think.
Yeah.
That's kind of on the edge there.
Red
Well,
Velvet
yeah, I guess.
Cake War. That was all the sisters.
Yeah.
Casey Ross,
Right.
Patty Paganucci, and Deb Goodman in her first show with us ever with the whipped cream.
Oh, geez,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Amanda Bunting
Yep.
was the aunt.
Right.
Uncle Aubrey, Jeff was in that. And our friend Elena Kingsley was in there. But that was definitely gal palish because they were sticking together with this character after her divorce.
Right. Okay. I'll go with that.
That was very, very gal palish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Nuncrackers. They're sisters.
Nuns, yeah.
Nuns.
So,
Gaggle of nuns. They gotta be friends.
Yeah.
so is that gal palish?
That's on the borderline to me.
It is borderline because, you know,
Because they're just sisters. They're not really.
and it depends on your mother superior, whether she's
Well, drinking habits.
drinking habits, same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
I mean, the first drinking
Those
habits.
are more like gal pals to me.
Because Philomena and Augusta are very close.
Yes, they had a.
Yeah,
they had
that's
a thing.
true.
They
Very,
had-
very
I
close.
wasn't gonna say they had a thing going, but they really.
No,
That
no
would be the
lesbian
lesbian.
shows.
Yeah.
No, we haven't done any of those yet.
Yeah. and-
Yeah, we should look into that.
No.
All right.
You know, I think the reason why I'm not saying no because I think it's disgusting. It's not. Love is love, right?
Love is love.
Love is love.
Love who you love.
My fear is offending people,
Yeah.
both in my community
Yeah.
and in the other communities. I'm afraid of that.
We have had.
It's
one,
kind of like every Christmas story ever told. We have the Queer Eye for the Sleigh Guy segment that we're cutting out in the future because we just feel like it's a little too much.
in your face,
Yeah.
and it's.
And I
not
worry
really
about
relevant.
offending, and you know what they say. You know, a gay guy can tell a joke about gay guys, and it's not offensive. No, it is just as offensive to other people. Other people, you know, it can be difficult for people, right? And so, and I mean, there's the fruitcake a go-go segment. I felt really bad the one year that we did it because I was in the front row. We were getting ready to throw fruitcakes at people, and there was this young man in the front row, obviously on a date with another young man, and I tossed him the cake and yelled, "Fruitcake!" Yeah!
Awkward.
And he's never been back.
Oh well.
And I don't, and it was, we were just going, fruitcake, fruitcake, fruitcake. And I threw it to him and said, fruitcake! Ah! Like, that's not what I meant.
Oops.
And so that's what I worry
yeah.
about. I worry about that, like the stereotypical things that you do in shows because they're caricatures.
I do want to say
they're not
have,
real people.
We have had a lesbian relationship in a one act here.
We have.
Yeah.
We have.
But
And
it wasn't. But
again,
it's not to me.
for
in your,
me,
we're
it's
not
just
doing it to be in your face or anything.
Right,
like
right,
So,
that.
right.
so
It would
for
have to
me, it's
definitely
just
be the right
for
thing,
me,
yeah.
it's the line of, you know, you have to find. I want it to be natural when we do it.
Sure.
I mean, a man of no
Absolutely.
importance.
Yeah.
A man of no
Right.
importance. You know, it was not about that. It was about that, but it wasn't about him.
Right.
And so it's different. It's finding that right story,
Yeah.
the right approach, the
Yeah.
right temperance, the right everything to it.
Yeah.
Right, right,
That's
right.
it's you know
Yeah.
gentle.
But that's what we're talking about as far as gal pals goes.
yeah.
It's about relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2014 we did Crimes of the Heart. Crimes of the Heart.
I'm still having trouble
You're having
remembering it.
Yeah.
issues remembering that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am too. And I was involved in all
And it had it had a great set because after the show, a lot of people were coming up and saying, "My grandmother had that in her kitchen, and my aunt had that in her kitchen."
I'm
Because
sure
it was
if
in
I
an
saw-
old house.
Yeah.
It was in the grandfather's house.
Yeah.
And so there was.
I'm
a
sure
lot
if I
about
saw
that
a
one.
picture of the set, I
Yeah.
would remember it. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you get that
Interesting that.
impression.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Cemetery Club was the same year.
That was
that's a
definitely
gal pal.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
definitely. I would
Yeah,
consider
yeah.
that gal pal.
Whenever you say that the name of that show, all I can picture is the ladies in the wedding.
In the pink
In the
dresses.
pink dresses.
In the pink dresses.
And put them in the pink dresses with the sparkly dress.
And
yeah.
Helen's was all done up with her so she could have bigger cleavage, and she had the
Yeah.
feathers on the
Oh,
bottom.
oh my
we
God.
still
That
we still
comes
have
right to my brain.
we
immediately.
still have all of those
Yeah.
costumes, and they're
But
great.
they were
Really.
definitely gal pals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
And it's such a good show.
It was a good
That
show,
is a well-written show, and it really, the relationships between the
Yeah.
women are.
And next time we do it, I'll have rounded gravestones because that's what I got slammed on in the review was the square
Well,
gravestones.
nobody does square.
Right?
I don't know.
There's
Yeah.
square graves. There's
Yeah.
square ones out there.
I don't know. Like I said last time we recorded this, we had 2 feet of backstage space. We had to stack everything. It's hard to stack curved things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything had to be stacked up against the wall, so square worked for
Yeah.
us. We still have them. They're downstairs.
Yeah.
So
That's also had a second level too, right?
No, it did not.
Stairs going up?
No, that was the stairs going up was Arsenic and Old Lace.
Oh, okay.
They actually ran up a landing and up the stairs into the ceiling. We into what was left of the drop ceiling.
Yeah.
They went up and then they crawled across the catwalk and then came down a ladder.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was
It's crazy.
up into the ceiling and then down a ladder in the back.
Wow.
Yeah. We had like a little tree house up there for them.
Crazy.
Kind of like when we had the
crazy what we
the
did down
elevator.
there.
It's crazy what we had to do.
Yeah.
Well, the elevator here was originally built for
Rocky Horror.
the Rocky Horror Show.
Yeah.
Our friend John Poulin, who is our kind of real MacGyver and crazy man, he built that working elevator for us, and then we couldn't cast the show.
Right.
We couldn't find a Rocky, so we had to replace it. So we did the Butler did it, and I kept the elevator in and built a mansion around it, and it became a huge part of the show.
Yeah. Hey Tim.
Oh, what?
So how come you can't be friends with a squirrel?
I don't know. Why can't you be friends with a squirrel?
Because they'll drive you nuts. It's old now.
It's
the
still
fourth time I
funny.
said it.
I still like it.
Yeah.
Hey Agnes, what do you call birds that stick together?
Right.
Velcros.
You told last time when we were recording that was pretty funny. I can't remember it.
It is funny. What do you get when you cross an elephant with a crow?
I don't know. What do you get with an elephant?
Downed power lines.
I purposely blanked out.
All right, we have to cross out a
Yeah, that's for Deb Crane. I just crossed the joke off for Deb
I
Crane.
did the boobs,
Yeah.
I did.
So,
Girls.
so 2015, we moved here
Yes.
to this space in Oakville, and the first show that was the Gal Palace that we did was Mama Won't Fly.
Right.
2016, The Cover of Life.
Ugh,
Big time.
one of my favorites.
The Cover of Life.
Yeah.
I stage managed for that. Tom Sheehan directed. He did a beautiful job. But
Yes, he did.
Those relationships, again, it was. We'll just go over that one more time.
One more time. Yeah.
But it's three women. They married three brothers who went off to war, so they're
Right.
sister-in-laws, and they go to live with the brother's mother, and they become very close. And actually, there's other relationships. Helen Adams, who played the mother, also has a relationship. She kind of gets close to the youngest one.
Right.
And then the other two, they try to take care of her too. And so there's all those different kinds of gal pal relationships in there.
And right now behind us, you see.
Yes, the actual. I'm putting the actual cover of Life magazine.
Which looked just like.
It sure did. Thanks to
Actual
our friend
cover.
Deb Cryan did
Yeah,
that for us.
amazing job. It really
And
did look like an
and then the
official-
three girls are holding the photos of their three husbands, the three brothers that are all in the service for the war.
Which were the threes on here. That
The
was
three, yes, we have
Eric and
Eric,
Michael
and Brian.
Yeah.
Yep. And then this is also the one where the reporter, we said,
Yeah.
also built some relationships. She liked the youngest one again. They all liked
She
the youngest
did her
one.
picnic basket.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
But that was but she had relationships with the
but
women
that was
as
a
well.
beautiful show.
Yes.
That was the first set where I did an outside inside.
Yes.
You know, half the stage was
Wasn't it-
inside, half the
wasn't she
stage was
like-
outside,
Right,
and there was
right.
an office above the other
Yeah.
seats over
Yeah,
there,
it
and
was
that's
Maryland,
where
yeah.
her office in New York was.
Right.
Yeah.
And then once she came down,
Right.
you know, and there was some discussion with me afterwards. Some people complained that the set was too plain. And I was explaining that it had to be plain
yeah.
because some of the scenes were outside,
Right.
so we didn't want photos on walls and things.
Yeah.
So the walls were
Distracting,
bare
yeah.
and they were neutral.
Yeah.
You know.
We had
but-
the same problem with when I did Fools. He had a set that was inside and a set that was
Yeah.
outside, and we just basically kind of kept it really easy.
We
Yeah,
did.
you have
We
to
did
for
keep that
shows
easy.
like
We
that,
made the door
yes,
look
yeah.
like the inside, the
Right.
outside. We had a bookcase that then turned into a trellis.
Right.
Yeah.
The things you have to do.
It's what you have to do. Yeah. And
It's
so
what we- yeah.
the same year that we did Cover of Life, we did another play called Lady Parts. And so Lady Parts was a collection of one-act plays that were put together all by the same playwright, one of our favorite playwrights, Brett Ursey.
Yep.
And he put these one-acts together. We had done a lot of the one-acts as part of our one-act festivals over the years.
Right.
And we talked about the name of the piece, Lady Parts, and most patrons thought it was going to be something either akin to or some kind of a spoof on the vagina monologues.
Right.
And they weren't interested in that
Yeah.
because of that name.
And we talked to Brett about doing a tagline or doing something, and he really didn't want to do that. And then the pieces didn't really connect, so it was kind of disjointed, and I probably would have taken, one of them had 3 sisters at a table. It was very funny. I probably would have taken those 3 sisters and made each one of them the main character in the other one acts that were happening, because then you connect them through the piece.
Right.
He's a brilliant writer.
He is.
And you'll see one of his plays that we did as a part of our one act festival. I'm sorry, I just saw somebody in the booth, and So, totally caught me off guard. Anyway, so.
Well, if somebody's in the booth, it would be.
Yeah. So, in any case, you'll see one of Brett's pieces during Give Local. Just out of the corner of my eye, I caught movement. I looked up and I saw someone. And,
all right.
Just my imagination, I'm sure.
But what we also talked about this before, that our first show here, Almost Maine, in this space, was also a series of one acts, but there was a theme that really kind of held them together, other than Brett's.
Right. Well, but I also feel like that Almost Maine benefited by the fact that we rehearsed it for 6 months. Because it was supposed to be our show in Naugatuck, and then we moved here, and we continued with the rehearsal. So we benefited by a really long rehearsal period.
But there was a theme that really kind of held that show together. There were characters from individual parts of that show that were named later on, that had a relationship later on. So that, I think,
it established
that's kind of what was missing in that show.
2017, we did Female Transport.
Tough one. That was a tough one.
Tough one. That was a play that was brought to the office by Tori Wisnowski. She brought the script in.
Okay.
Said, "I'd really like you to read this." It certainly was a challenge and a risk.
Yeah.
It was a risk for us because of the language. The content was strong.
Yeah, there was.
But it was beautifully performed, beautifully done. The set was amazing. The lighting was amazing.
Yeah.
Everything really came together on that show.
Realistic water.
It was a difficult show for some of the actors who aren't used to performing in shows that are that harsh. And that difficult.
But they all came together and did it really well.
And that's a pretty gal pally show.
Oh, that is, for sure, because they had to take care of each other.
And then poor Pitty, wasn't her name Pitty? She hung herself?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Pitty.
I had to go hang her in the intermission.
Yeah, Pitty wasn't purty after she...
But truly, they did. They had to take care of each other, and they were together for so long.
Yeah.
Definitely had to, that's a gal pal for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
And then 2018, Octet Bridge Club.
Well, Octet.
And even though they're sisters, it's still a gal pal.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, because they were best friends. There were best friends in there.
Yeah, they formed relationships. There was not Helen. Helen was the mother. She mothered all of them.
She was the mother hen of the group.
Yep. And then there was Sherry Marcucci. She sort of took care of Beth Steinberg's character.
Right.
In a more concerned way, rather than the
there were different. There were certain relationships that weren't in that.
Christy's character and Deb's character kind of took care of Emily.
Yeah, you saw that when they did their little talent show things all the time.
So there were all different kinds of relationships in that, but it was definitely gal pal for sure.
Yeah. And 2019 we brought Steel Magnolias back.
Right.
We had a different cast except for Chrissy and Tori stayed. Tori as Malin and Chrissy as Truvy.
It was so well done. Both times it was so well done. That was really an emotional, that's a gal pal show.
For sure.
I have to say though, I enjoyed the Naugatuck production because of the closeness and the intimacy of the production. You were in that room.
Yes.
Here, you're a little farther away. It's a bigger space. Still an amazing production. Great performances. I was able to do things with the set that I couldn't do in Naugatuck.
Right.
But Naugatuck, you were in it. Like they were in your face.
Yes, they were.
So it was a different experience.
So like that really emotional scene.
Yeah.
After the girl dies.
Yeah.
In Naugatuck.
You gave away.
Oh, I know.
He gave it away. Spoiler.
Go watch the movie. But in Naugatuck, the wave of emotion really hit
Yeah,
the audience.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
people were coming out of there sobbing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that does, you're right, the proximity matters. And
Sure, it did. It was smaller space.
Yeah.
The quiet moments were still
Yeah,
present.
right.
So
Yeah.
it was a little bit different.
Yeah.
It was a little bit different.
Yeah.
And the same year we did Fireflies,
Oh,
which
Fireflies.
everyone knows was close to my heart. So close to my
Loved
heart.
Fireflies. That was, yeah, I mean, I know we're talking
It's
gal
kind of
pals, but that
stretching
was,
gal pal.
that was, no. The neighbors, they were friends. They
Yes.
were,
No, absolutely. They were gal
Jane
pals.
and Helen were definitely
Okay.
gal pals.
Absolutely. Because Jane was telling on me. Jane, you know,
Yeah.
you know.
She was trying to, she was protecting her throughout.
The idea is that it wasn't a gal pal per se, in that the gal pal, the relationship of the women wasn't primary.
No, it wasn't central,
It
wasn't
but it
central,
was
but
it's
key.
secondary,
It was
but it was
key
key, yeah.
to the piece.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
she was
opposed to
looking out
say-
for Helen.
It was really
Yeah.
important to the
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
absolutely.
truly was.
Yeah, I'll agree
And that
with
was one of, I thought, like, you went out of your zone.
So out of my zone.
Yeah.
That was
and-
not a
but it
normal
was a-
performance
But you
for
did
me.
amazing
Oh my God, you
work.
got a lot of women wanting you after that show. They liked the fact that you were not quite a good guy there. They weren't
Oh, he
sure
was
if
a
you were.
good guy.
They weren't sure if you were good or bad.
They weren't sure.
Everybody was really. I heard so many different.
I
things
directed
from-
that one. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You listen to the audience like. he's
My
kinda-
You're not
sister,
sure. I know,
my
they weren't
sister would
sure.
always say, I want him to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want him to be good.
But you don't really know for sure.
No.
But they liked the bad part of you. They liked the bad
the
guy.
naughty part.
Yeah.
They thought that, that was smoking.
That was smoking.
Smoking.
One of my favorite pieces. I was so thrilled to be able to
Oh, it
direct
was
that.
perfectly cast and
It
so
was
well done,
just,
and
they
it's
did
a
a
show that
beautiful
people
job.
still
And-
talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it was
gal
a
pal. That was gal
challenge.
pal.
It was a challenge for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do it.
He wasn't, yeah.
And
but he did
you
amazing.
know,
Yeah, and also, you and Helen, two of the finest actors I know,
Thank you.
and but not known primarily for doing romantic roles.
That's true.
And
That's true.
the romance between you two guys.
And yet, but I got to tell you, it's not a romantic piece. It's an antagonistic piece. It was a chase.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's what made the romance.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
he had
Like a
one
Hallmark
thing
movie.
in mind, and that was that rental cottage,
Uh-huh.
and he wanted
Yeah.
the job.
Yeah.
And he would do whatever it took to get that job, and it turned into a romance.
Yeah.
And she needed that at that moment in her life.
Yes.
Right? She needed
Yeah.
saving from that.
I mean, it
cabin
wasn't like
she
it started
created.
out as, it certainly didn't start out
No.
as a romance.
No.
And just ended there.
It
No.
built.
And the whole show was a dance between those two.
Yes.
It
Absolutely.
was just a tango.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the gal pal, she was
So-
protecting her. She was.
She
trying
was.
to- yeah.
She was.
Yeah.
So it was
Oops, sorry.
great.
Yeah.
And then we were in rehearsal for 2 Gal Pal shows
Yes.
when the shutdown happened.
Right.
The Cayuga Canal Girls by Laura King.
Big time gal.
Huge. It's a
all
100%
about the
female
women.
cast. Again, about a
Yeah.
dead person, and they carry her around the set in a jar, and or an urn. I'm sorry.
Sam peanut butter jar. I like that.
But there is a love story in there too. There's a story about a love story in there,
Yes.
a romance, and
Yeah.
so that's that's in there. And
But we're going to be.
we
doing,
were
we're
also
hoping to bring that up.
yeah. Well, it's
We're
part
hoping.
of it. Yes,
Yeah.
we're under contract to do it, so it'll be hopefully in October of this year. And Enchanted April was in rehearsal, and you were directing that.
I was, and we had a beautiful cast, and
Yes.
that's definitely, there was gal pal in there. Those ladies
Yeah.
didn't start out even knowing each other,
Yes.
really.
But the relationships by the end of that play
Yes.
are so strong.
Yes.
And that's what really makes that
and
whole
and
play.
it was a beautiful cast, and we were doing so good. I was so sad to have to stop and go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just was, because that's exactly when the shutdown
Yeah.
came.
Yeah.
And-
Well,
yeah, so
someday-
I hope someday, we
Yeah.
can bring it back, and
It's-
I hope a lot of those same people. We had a lot of new people,
We had a lot of new people.
and I hope a lot of them can come back, because it
Yeah.
was going. It was just they were mixing properly, and the chemistry was great.
It was good.
and-
It was very, very good.
but that was definitely gal pal as well.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of them didn't start out as gal pal. They developed it
No.
later.
Yeah.
They
a lot
they
of
didn't
them are
know each
strangers,
other.
right?
Yeah,
Sure.
they don't
Strangers
know
at
each
the
other.
start of
All
the
of them,
play.
the three. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all three strangers.
I
And
know.
they
I
just
saw
come
it.
together.
I saw it performed once up in Goshen,
Ah,
and there were a lot of familiar people I knew in
Yeah.
it. That's why I went to see it, and I fell in love with the piece. It's a
Yeah, it
written,
really is. It's
beautifully
just,
written
yeah,
show.
it really is.
And I was
yeah.
so excited to be bringing it here.
I know.
Someday.
Hopefully,
Someday,
yeah, we
yeah.
can bring it back. But I'm gonna say, like I said before, as I was thinking about all these Gal Pal shows,
Yeah.
one of the things that I thought about was the Gal Pal that we have going on right here with all of these actresses. Like, we have a lot of core actresses that come
Absolutely.
back all the time, and everybody loves each other. I mean, there's not ever a problem. They're all pals. They're
Yeah.
all strong
and we've
pals.
never had an issue
Never.
with that
Right,
because
right.
everyone is so supportive.
Yeah.
There's no territorial issues. There's
And
no
you know what? They
anything. It's all
audition
been
against
really
each
good.
other, and
Yeah.
there's no hard feelings.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's a really great atmosphere, and they really love each other, and they're very welcoming to new people who are coming in.
Which is a big thing. For
Yeah,
us.
we had that we had a lot of new people coming into Enchanted April.
Right.
And we had we just had one new person in Octet Bridge, but they welcome them in,
Yeah.
and we never have to say, oh, we got to be careful putting these two together. There's none of that. They
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
are pals,
Yeah.
truly pals
Yeah.
here, and it's really lovely. Everybody just
Well,
also
and
see
you know,
that.
when we were in rehearsals for Caillou Canal Girls, we had the 4 days of workshop with the playwright and the dramaturge.
Right.
The dramaturge on the first day asked me if I thought it was appropriate for me to be directing this play full of
oh,
women,
really?
Yeah. I can
and I
understand that.
said, "Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
If I'm a director and
Right.
I'm reading the script and I'm working on the script and analyzing the script, I should be able to direct a piece that's all full of women,
Right.
Right.
you know,
Women
as
direct men.
well."
Especially
By
if
the end of the workshop,
Yeah.
she said out loud to this group that this had been the most successful workshop process she had ever been through.
Nice.
And it was because of the trust relationship
With each other.
Yeah.
that they had among themselves on stage, that they had with the director, the stage manager, Deb Cryan,
Yeah.
all of that all together,
Yeah.
that created this atmosphere of
Yeah.
growth and support
Right,
Yeah.
right.
and trust.
And there were occasions where they would change a word here or there, and then they'd feel really bad, but they would bring it up to the playwright,
Right.
and
Yep.
she's like, "Well, that makes perfect sense." If
Yeah.
you don't have that confidence in your actors
Right.
and the confidence as a group they have with each other, they
Right.
would never try something.
And being able to say to the director, "This doesn't make me comfortable."
Right.
And for the director to be open to saying, "Okay,
Right.
Right.
let's
Yeah.
do that." And so that trust is there,
Yeah.
and that's all part of that pal thing that we have going
Sure.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where they
it's a
trust
lovely
each other,
atmosphere.
support each
Yeah.
other,
Yeah.
try things. They're not afraid to try things.
Right. That
Right.
makes a difference.
And we've never had, I mean, it's just been lovely to work with all these people because they just do get along and they love each other. And
Yeah.
it's
One of my favorite times for almost every production I have ever done here is that read through. Because you get the people, they get together, it's like a party right
Yeah.
off the bat. Because, I haven't seen you since I did this show with you. I haven't seen you, I never worked with you. And this,
Yeah.
everybody's really excited. And you get that feeling. The read through is always a discovery.
Yeah.
Even if they read the script, to hear it out loud is
Yeah.
fun. And that's when you really appreciate the relationships you have with each other.
It's true. And we're going to segue again, Tim, so
Oh.
that I can
Check
Check the
thing
check the
there,
recording, and
yeah.
we're going to do a little segue here.
Segue time.
And we're back.
Excellent.
We're
Excellent.
just
Hardly
checking.
thought we ever left.
Just checking. Yeah, checking time.
Put a new background on.
Yeah. Right.
Checking time and stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of time,
Yeah.
what is the best time to visit a dentist?
When you're 2:30.
2:30.
My father.
Oh, Agnes punked me on my own joke.
My dad used to tell that joke all the time. All the time.
That's good. 2:30.
2:30.
I got it.
2:30, Tim.
Let me write that one down.
2:30. Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
What's the last thing that goes through a bug's mind when it hits a windshield?
It's butt.
It's butt.
That one.
2 punks in a row.
I may never know the joke, but I know the punchlines when they happen. And I just want to say, I don't tell jokes. I am the worst joke teller in the world.
I love jokes. I
am
love
the-
bad jokes. I
am
love good jokes.
I am the best. What
Listener?
do you call it? Second banana. I
So,
do the second
straight-
banana
straight-
thing. I don't want to say straight man because I get taken off. Wow, we just went in a totally different direction
We
there.
really did.
Gal pals. Wait,
Gal
I have
pals.
another gal pal.
Well, we've talked about gal pals. We need to talk about what's
Well,
go
before
ahead,
we get
before
to
we
that,
do.
you mentioned this in our
Yeah.
first go round about the gal
The
pals
gal
that we
pals,
have
right.
elsewhere.
We have a whole bunch of gal pals that are patrons.
It's true.
They
Yeah.
come together together for every show.
Yeah.
It's either they're single or their husbands don't want to come or whatever, or they enjoy it better with their friends.
Yeah, yeah.
But we do have a lot. We have couples, we have groups.
Yep.
But we do have a lot of gal pals that
I will
come
say
to the
that
show.
we also do that for our ushers. You have some ushers that
Yes.
women that like to work together.
Yes,
They
yes,
have a good
yep.
time with it. They do their job.
Yep.
But they love sitting watching the show together
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and make an evening of it.
So we have a lot of gal pal stuff going on here
Yeah,
at this
we do.
theater.
Yeah.
Gal pal.
Sometimes gal pals in the booth.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
I think Deb and Lori did one.
Deb and Lori and Lori.
Lori.
Yeah. Lori, your wife Lori's not in the booth very often.
No. Well, she's the
She's not a
volunteer
tech. She's
coordinator.
not a tech person.
She'd rather take care of the.
She has stage managed for me a couple times. She said we're crazy.
That's
Oh, yeah.
that's true.
She said we're crazy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
and
she
she
doesn't-
tries to stop you from putting farts in.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
doesn't like my fart jokes
Yeah.
or my other jokes.
No.
But you know.
But she does a beautiful job coordinating
Oh,
our
yeah,
volunteers.
she does.
That's
Yeah.
her. That's
Yeah.
her strong point.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we'll be back August 13th. Fingers crossed that we can come back with a show.
Yeah.
We look forward to having audiences back in again. I have no idea how that's going to work. Like everyone, the governor says we're going to open soon, but how?
How?
Yeah.
Like, is there a
Yeah.
guideline coming out? Is my bat phone going to ring and they're going to give me some instructions?
Yeah.
Or are they
Yeah.
still going to require us to do distancing? Because then we can only have 18 people in our house.
Right, but then-
if we distance this
You
way.
know, and it's not just the seating; it's everything else. It's
Everything else.
concessions,
And we,
it's restrooms.
during when
Right.
we did Scary Stories and 133 Main, and we had people here, it was difficult.
Yeah.
Your wife was, go back. And
Yeah.
people were trying to walk out one way, and
Yep.
the restrooms are
and
one person
People
and stuff.
naturally congregate in our lobby.
In the lobby,
They-
yep,
It's,
yeah.
just,
we do.
it's just what we do.
That's just what we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's difficult. But coming up in April, we have Give Local.
That's a
Yes.
big thing.
The 20th and the 21st.
Yep.
We'll be live both days. This is probably the most important Give Local of our entire existence.
Yes.
Yep.
In the 10 years, going on 11 years that we've been here,
Right.
this is the most important one for us.
We have been
Because we've
shuttered
not qualified for a lot
11
of other support
Right,
from the other
right.
grants that are out there.
Yep.
So this is going to be our big one.
Yep.
We're still heating the building as we talked about. It's
So-
wicked cold outside, so we're
Yep.
having to keep the heat a little higher. It's a big building.
Yep.
So that's
Yeah.
sucking up a lot of money.
Still paying the rent.
Still paying the rent, and the
Yep.
insurance just
Insurance.
renewed, and all of that great.
Yeah.
We're
The show may not go on.
we're
but
making it
Right.
rain for other people, and
Nothing
yeah.
coming. Well,
Yeah,
I shouldn't
but
say
the-
nothing coming in. The support is great.
The support is great, and so Give Local is great. We talked about people giving donations online and
Yes.
and the things. So I think that's all.
So we're planning not just for Give Local. We're planning to do a few other things as well.
We are.
But we're trying to spread out the giving.
We are. We don't want to. We don't want to continually beat
Hit
people
everybody
up
over the head.
with stuff.
Well, and times are tough right now too.
They sure are.
understand that
They
completely.
sure are.
Absolutely.
They sure
Absolutely.
are. So
And that's what
So
really
that's
makes
coming
it
up in
even
April.
more amazing.
Exactly.
Is as tough as it has been the last
Right,
year.
right.
The support has been so strong.
It's amazing.
People,
Yeah, amazing.
not only financial, but the
Yeah.
emotional support that we get. I tell you, you don't do it too often, but I like to watch the show after the fact, and I love reading the
The
comments.
comments, yeah.
yeah, I never go back and watch.
Yeah.
I don't typically like to watch myself on screen.
But I feel like we
And-
have a purpose for those people.
But I did go back and watch this last one because I wanted to see what the backgrounds looked
Yeah.
like.
Looks great.
And they looked pretty good,
Yeah.
and so and oddly all the chat was still working,
yeah.
so I was able to.
Well, it stays, doesn't
It
it?
doesn't
stays for a
always
day or
stay.
two.
Once
It
he
depends.
edits it and puts
Yeah.
it up, so the chat was up, and I was able to watch everyone's responses to my jokes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I have your names.
But it's funny because sometimes in watching it, you and I will be talking about something, or we have, and they'll be talking about something completely.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, they don't
Conversation.
pay attention to us.
Remember when we had the Christmas set,
Yeah.
and I had turned around a stocking
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get something out. They went on for 20 minutes
Yep.
about
About the stocking facing the wrong
being
way.
The wrong way. I felt. So I think I did it on purpose the next time. But I mean, we do enjoy the fact that you're enjoying it. People look forward to that Thursday
Well,
night
we look
club.
forward to Thursdays. This is going to be weird this week that we're not
yeah,
going to be
it
here.
keeps a connection, I think, with
I
everybody.
think so. I think
You know,
so.
it's going to be weird that we're not here, but you know, winter is here, and
Yeah.
and our friend Michael is busy, and you know, he creeps me out. He's been staring at me the whole show.
I know.
Well, maybe
right?
he's who you saw in the movie.
Michael's in the booth. He doesn't tell us.
And ultimately, we plan to keep this going after the theater reopens.
Absolutely, we're gonna be doing some events. The podcast will happen every week,
Yeah.
and we'll be doing it on the sets of the different shows that we're doing. We also will have some studio space over in Arabesque and
Yep.
the Pin Shop, so we'll be doing some stuff there with live audiences, which will be really
Audience.
great.
We'd
Yeah.
love to have a live audience. For
Yeah,
this show.
yeah,
You know,
that's one of the
that's
big misses.
Have
yeah.
somebody else laugh at the jokes.
And you will too. I can't wait for house announcements.
Yeah.
I'm going to include a joke in every house announcement.
Oh, great!
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing the laughter coming from backstage.
Yeah, right.
They're going to be so happy to be back.
They're going to be joyful to hear those house announcements again.
So we need to thank our sponsors, Tim.
Yes, we do. Starting with Black Hawk Brewing Company, Black Hawk. I don't
Yeah,
know
you
if
sound like
Black
you said
Hawk.
hawk.
Yeah,
You
Black
did
Hawk
say
is
hawk.
a different thing. Black Hog Brewing Company, Oxford, Connecticut. They're not open for drinking
On
premises.
anymore because it's winter, duh. But you can still order online and go right up to them in Oxford, and they
it
will
up.
bring it up and put it right in your car.
Which
Nice.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Right there.
Contactless beer delivery.
And believe me, by the time I get home, it'll be contact full.
Okay.
They've been very good to us. for
Yes,
sure.
they have
Yeah, they
been
have.
wonderful, and I love their beer.
Yeah.
I just got some hazy the other day and some hog lager
That's
because
nice.
that's my go-to.
Right, it is.
And,
And some cheese.
and
And some
cheese. They had
cheese.
cheese. Yeah, they had cheese, so I got
Did
that.
they?
Yeah, that
Wow,
disappeared on the
nice.
Super Bowl real quick. But we love you, Black Hog, and we can't wait. They say maybe March they can open up their
Okay.
tap room again, and that would be wonderful if they could do that.
Also, we need to thank Sierra Ridge Media Arts, Deb and Jeff Cryan, and
Yay,
Naugatuck.
Deb. Yeah.
Thank you for everything that you do for us. They're amazing. She
They
does all
are.
of our signage.
She's talking about
She does our
making,
mugs. Yeah, we're gonna be getting some new mugs. We're testing them out. They're gonna have the Phoenix logo on one side and the Take Flight Live logo on the other side.
Fancy.
And they'll be a little bit bigger, a little heftier.
Because I
mugs.
like my bigger mug.
Yeah.
I know you like your
for
bigger
sure.
mug.
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't like a bigger mug?
Yeah, right.
Is that rhetorical or? You
I don't know. There's no joke in there.
Okay, I waited for the
I know.
punchline. And then,
But Agnes, thank you for coming and being
Oh
a
my
part of the
gosh. It
podcast
was so much
Three
fun.
3 times in a row.
3 times in a row. But I
Technology.
had a great time hanging out with you guys. It was a lot of fun.
It was
It's
a lot of
awesome
fun.
sauce.
It was great.
Yeah, and I
Thank-
missed it. You know.
Yeah,
Sure,
No,
it's
yeah.
getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
thank you for watching this Thursday. Make sure you tune in next Thursday to catch another episode of Take Flight Live with Phoenix Stage Company. Until then, goodbye. Say goodnight, Tim.
Good night, Tim.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.